Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 86 of the Hangout with Coach Kerry show. I suspect you're here because you're an entrepreneur and you may have some questions about how to be successful or actually how to break through a particular income or revenue barrier that you have. And so if that's the case, then watch my episodes because I'm sure there'll be some good tips and strategies to help you be more successful. Today, I'm excited to talk to you about marketing. I would say that of my clients that come to me, they always are in a position where they are focused on what they need to do to generate more business, to get more clients, and that's marketing. So today we're going to talk about just a strategy that I find that really helps my clients, and it's helped me be more consistent, which means that if I'm more consistent with my marketing, then my results are going to be more consistent as well. So welcome to my episode, and please stay to the end because I'm going to have some great tips for you. I just want to remind you that you can go to my website, hangoutwithcoachkerry.com, and you can download my book, How to Get Out of Overwhelm and Accelerate Your Results Now. That book's got some great tips and strategies for you, designed for someone just like you to help you be more successful. So let's get into today's episode. So what is marketing? I want to draw a distinction between a business plan and a marketing plan. And today we're not going to talk specifically about either of those, but I do want to set the stage and really draw a distinction between the two. So a business plan is where you're really looking at your overall picture of your business. Really, a business plan is most often done at the early stages of your business, maybe even before you've even launched. It's your ideas, it's your notions, it's what you think is going to happen. And it starts everything from what is your purpose? Why are you in business in the first place? And that really constitutes your executive summary, so to speak. And then it's going to talk about what's your vision. In other words, what do you want to achieve? Where are you going? Why are you even doing this in the first place? So what's that vision of your business? How will you know you've achieved it? And you've got to quantify that somewhat. You're not going to be able to get maybe specific to the exact dollar amount, but you want to have a really good, compelling reason that's going to be driving you every single day and through all the obstacles that there will be, I guarantee you, in business. Then what you're going to do is once you've got your vision established, then you're going to set some goals. And you're going to set, and really those are benchmarks on your way to achieving your vision. And those goals can shift and change because market conditions can change. So when you're doing a business plan, especially if it's in the early days or before you've actually started your business, you're basing what your business plan is on a lot of assumptions. And those assumptions may or may not be accurate depending upon what kind of research you've done, what do you know about the marketplace, how do you know the market's going to respond? And that's very common. So please don't be disheartened if you've actually created some kind of a business plan and it isn't what you thought it was. Things have shifted and changed for you. That's normal. In fact, that shows me that you have the ability to be nimble in terms of your business and shift and change. So what a strategic plan is, different from that, is a strategic plan is the actual plan that's moving you forward within your business that was really going to give you the boots on the ground details and specifics. And so a strategic plan you're going to do on a regular basis. You're going to do them, I would say, every quarter. You're going to review that and really set out what the next quarter's plan is. And that's going to be doing some new analysis on the marketplace. Maybe there's some new competition. Some of the things that you're going to do in your strategic plan, you would have done in a business plan. And if you have not done a business plan, and you're in business, then just start with your strategic plan. And I've devoted other episodes to that. And I have my program called the Strategy Map, which I'm going to be launching in the new year of 2016. So my Strategy Map program, please stay tuned for that. And I would love for you to be part of that program where I walk you through step by step of what you need to do in order to be successful creating a strategic plan, and ultimately the bottom line for your business will be improved by investing your time and energy in creating that. So then a marketing plan is within a strategic plan. So a strategic plan may be, let's say for an example, for a quarter, you may be offering a new particular product. So then you may have to create a marketing plan for that. Your strategic plan for the next quarter may be that actually you just want to increase your revenues by by 10% for an example, and that may not include any marketing. So you may not necessarily have to create a new marketing plan. So they really, all of these things really do dovetail together. So when it comes to a marketing plan, what a marketing plan is specifically around you really marketing to your customers. When we look at a typical business model, it's shaped like a funnel. And every business is exactly the same. The strategies you use may be different and unique to your business, but the business model applies to every business. And the business model is you have to lead generate, you have to market. So that's at the top end of the funnel. And I like to suggest that at any given time, you will have 10 strategies, 10 marketing strategies to generate leads or prospects for your business. Now, you won't start with 10, you'll start with 1, you'll test it out, you'll see whether it'll work, so you're going to evaluate and adjust. If it does, then you're going to continue to add another one, and then you're going to continue to go on and go on and go on, and you're going to remove some of them that don't work, because the only time you will know if a marketing strategy actually works is when you've done it and you like the results. Too often I have clients say to me, tell me how to market my business so I get these results. And the answer is, I don't know the answer to that, because it depends on your clients, it depends on the marketplace, it depends on local, international events that are happening, your price point, what your value proposition is, who is your avatar. I mean, there are so many components to that. So your strategic plan will flush that out, and then more specifically, your marketing plan will really be how to target that particular avatar that you have said is a candidate for that product or service that you have. So in a marketing plan, again, up to 10 marketing strategies at any given time, and networking, for an example, can be one of those strategies. Social media is another one of those. Print media can be another. Radio can be another. It can be Facebook. Even more specifically within social media, you could divide that out, and let's say it could be Facebook ads. It could be blogging and posting them on LinkedIn, depending on who your audience is. So there's many, many, many different strategies that you're going to utilize. So a couple of books that I'm going to recommend that might give you some ideas on strategies, because too often I have clients say to me, well, I don't know what to do. So you don't know what you don't know. So this is where you have to go to experts. So you would go to a coach, someone like myself, who's had experience working with entrepreneurs and have some good strategies that you could test out and see. So we're talking about what kinds of strategies will be successful to help you move your business forward. A couple of books I'm going to recommend, because again, all the answers and I think more importantly, what I want to say to you is you will never have all the answers. Your business is where it is because of the level of thinking where you are right now, that level of knowledge and experience you have right now. So how do you break through that? How do you break that ceiling of where you are right now? Well, you need new knowledge. You need maybe a new mindset. So today we're going to talk about knowledge, and that is from a couple of books that I would recommend. One of them is called Duct Tape Marketing by John Janisch. And it's a great book that's going to give you some ideas. It's, there's some really good, not expensive ideas. And it's really, I think, ideal for what I would call the entrepreneur in our marketplace today. The other one, which has been around for a very long time, and you can see I use it because I've got these little tabs that are here, and it's called Jumpstart Your Marketing Brain by Doug Hall. And he has another book too, also called Jumpstart Your Business Brain, which you may want to consider as well. What I like about this book is because he's got some really practical ideas. He's got a whole section in the book that's called Practical Ideas. And he gives you some really good examples of businesses, how they've shifted certain things, and boom, they've got some great results. So the first thing you're going to do with creating any kind of marketing plan, so creating your marketing strategies, is you've got to decide what are those strategies going to be. Because remember, your funnel is like this. It starts with marketing. Then what happens is when you generate all of those leads, either prospects or buyers, whatever it might happen to be, then the next step is sales. And you have to have a clear sales strategy. How you take a person who is maybe a suspect into a prospect, and then actually convert them if what you offer is a fit for what they're looking for. And that depends on your marketing. Are you attracting your ideal client for the product or service that you have? And those are questions you're going to ask when you're creating that strategic plan and then into your marketing plan. So then what you want to look at is, what's your conversion rate? If you get 10 particular prospects, how many of those actually become clients, or how many of those buy? And then that's working on your sales strategy. Then from there, after your sales strategy, after marketing into sales, then it goes into customer service. And I believe actually customer service is an incredible marketing strategy. And I'll touch on that a little bit later, so keep watching this episode. It isn't just what you do when you have a client that's already either purchased your product or your service. Because most of you, I guarantee, you are committed to providing really good customer service at that stage. Customer service, though, is also when they first interact with you. What's their customer experience with you? Have you wowed them? Then during the experience, are you wowing them? Or are you following through on the promises that you've made and that your marketing has said? And then post experience with you. So past customer or client, how do you keep in touch with them? Because I guarantee you that is one of the best marketing strategies you can have if you continue to stay engaged with your past customers or clients. Then from there, it goes into your human resources, what kind of support you have. Then we go into finance and administration. At the end of the day, there's your profit. So that's a typical business model. So what are the strategies that you're going to use? Well, I've given you 2 books to help jog your memory. Maybe there's some ideas you've thought of. Also look at other industries. Sometimes we can get ideas from people who are in a different industry. That just because it's not being done in your industry doesn't mean that it might not be something that you might be able to implement in your industry. Is there something that you could do that actually nobody's even doing? So sometimes you need some memory joggers or some idea joggers to get you thinking about those. Then my suggestion is create a 12-month calendar. And I have every single client that works with me one-on-one create a 12-month marketing calendar. And it's as simple as going online, grabbing a 12-month template. And what I want you to do is I want you to put in all of the various strategies that you're going to use, because the topic of this particular episode is how to stay consistent. Well, here's been my experience, is the majority of you think, oh my goodness, January is going to be slow. It's November. What do I need to do to get to have a good January? The time to be thinking about that is not November. Yes, it's better to think about it in November than actually the beginning of January. But I want you thinking strategically. I want you thinking ahead. I want you to start planning and preparing for these things rather than scrambling all the time. And what it'll do, it'll create that consistency in your marketing, so people will see you, they'll experience you over and over and over again in a timed way in which is going to be important for you. Then the next step from that is that it's going to actually help you be able to add and enrich other areas of the year that maybe need some help. So let's give some practical examples here, because as you know, I'm a practical, strategic thinking person. So let's say, for an example, right now, you are putting out a newsletter, higgly-piggly. Okay, so you decide you're going to do a newsletter, and you're going to do it by email and maybe by mail. You may do a combination depending upon your client base, once a month. So you decide that's going to be your consistent schedule. Then you're going to look at each month and say, when during the month is going to be the best time for me to send that out? And you're going to plot that into your calendar. Then you might reach out to clients for specific times of the year. Depending upon your business, for example, if you happen to be in the real estate business, sometimes there are realtors that will give out pumpkins in the fall, or there are other clients who might give out homemade pies, or there may be a client appreciation event. There may be cards that you might send out for for certain things of the year. So you might send out a card and a particular event that might happen in the year, you know, a particular holiday that might be a little different or unique from somebody else. So you're going to plot that into your calendar. Then in addition to that, if you're going to be sending out any direct mail. So, you know, today what I would tell you is while direct mail isn't inexpensive, the fact of the matter is that most people are not using direct mail anymore. And so I would highly recommend that you consider adding some direct mail to a marketing strategy. So if 4 times a year you're going to send out something to your past clients, and I'm not saying it has to be 4 times a year, but this is going to be when you look at your 12 months, you're going to look at how you're going to balance that out. Balance in terms of your ability to be able to fulfill on this, in other words, to be able to be consistent with it, and also your budget. Because if you've been watching my episodes, you know I talk a lot about the fact that you have two resources. One of them is your time, and the other one is your money. And so you want to be looking at that when you're laying out this calendar. What do you do to keep in touch with those people? So your past clients and customers, what do you do to stay in touch with them? Do you have, again, social media? So do you have a Facebook page? How often will you be posting on Facebook? This is where you can also put your content into this calendar as well. So you might be looking for some themes. So you see some consistency. So if you've got a theme in your social media, you may reinforce that with your email newsletter, and then you may reinforce that again with a card or a letter or something you might mail out to clients. Now then, in addition to that, what you may have alongside that is each month you may just have a note that particular month is when you send out an anniversary card or a birthday card or some kind of card to clients that might be appropriate for that particular month. So then you're really clear that month, you're looking at the clients that they have an anniversary of some kind that you celebrate. So depending upon what your business is, that may or may not be appropriate. There may be a birthday that you might want to acknowledge. So you've got to send out cards for that. So what you want to do is, again, look at this calendar and say to yourself, you know, first of all, there's money in your database. No matter what the size of your database, and yes, I often will have people say to me, my database is too small. In other words, my client list or my potential client list is too small. And yes, you do always want to be increasing the size of your list, no question, because you want people to know, like, and trust you, and they will buy or purchase your product or services. Having said that, if you have a very large list that you are not communicating with at all, or you're not marketing to at all, then all that effort to have that size of a list is for naught. So it's really important that you are continuing to build your list along with communicating with them. Now, it's important that you're consistent with your messaging, that your imaging is consistent, that your colors are consistent, that who you are, your voice that you're speaking to is really consistent, because that is what they're going to be looking for, is that consistent. One clear way to build the know, like, and trust factor with your clients is to be consistent. And the sure way to lose that is to be inconsistent. So this is about your brand, that you want that to be really consistent about your brand. So let's recap, because today we've talked about how to be consistent with your marketing that you will get results. What you have to do is market to those people who are your existing clients. If you're building a database of people who are potential clients, you have to market to them as well. And I would say that there's gold in that list of people that have already agreed for you to communicate with them, versus spending all your time on trying to, you know, reach out to a marketplace there who may not know who you are, and you've got to expend more energy there. Yes, you want to spend some energy there because that's going to help build that database, but it has to be that balance. Create a 12-month marketing calendar where you have all of the ways in which you're going to acknowledging your existing clients, that you're going to communicate to prospective clients, that you're going to help them build that know, like, and trust factor using all the various strategies, everything from social media to actual traditional media, whatever it might happen to be, and have it really consistently laid out. Then you can look at what's working, what isn't working, what you can cull from certain times of the year, what you need to add to certain times of the year, and from that will keep you consistent. Now, of course, Holding yourself accountable is a really important piece. And this is where sometimes it's important that you look for either a virtual assistant or assistant to help you with some of these pieces. You know, even if you have someone help you with your newsletter to go on a monthly basis, that is going to be more than maybe what you're even doing right now. And that's going to generate significant results. So consistency is really important. You've got to be consistent. Your brand has to be consistent. Your marketing messages have to be really consistent. And you have to have a plan that's going to keep you consistent with your marketing. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode today of Hang Out with Coach Kerry. Please go to hangoutwithcoachkerry.com, Kerry.com. You'll find other episodes there. Please comment below the videos as well, and I will comment back. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd also love to hear about what topics you would find interesting for me to address. You know, what are your challenges? What are those things that you would like some insight in, some coaching, some free coaching from me, and I'm happy to address that, especially during my Q&A episodes as well. So please do watch these episodes, share them with your friends, and grab my book, as I mentioned, that's on my website, How to Get Out of Overwhelm and Accelerate Your Results Now. I'm committed to your success. Thank you for allowing me, the small business expert, to help you with your business and break through those barriers, whether it's the 5-figure, whether it's 6-figure, and whether you're on to 7 figures. All of the strategies I have will apply to you. So thank you again for your time. I really appreciate it, and have an inspired week, everybody. Bye-bye.